Welcome back everyone. Today we'll be talking about the good, bad, and the in-between such as tips and tricks, stance review, and a ranking of all the memorable hard bosses in the game. If you want to skip, I marked it all down below, so let's get into it. Oh, I'm not gonna do any equipment ranking since most of them are just like minor changes to the same playstyle. Alright, starting off. This game has surpassed my highest expectations, as we are pretty much used to being cheated and deceived by like numerous game trailers. But it is what it is, and this is the only game that uses actual gameplay for their game trailers recently. My experience with the game, it was great. I know I have big vocabulary, but the main thing was how they can actually make us care about characters, especially if you grew up with them like me. But that definitely parts where they can improve on. But first, let's start off with the positives. The graphics are great even from mid to low settings, cool looking stick and fashionable armor, the Rui scroll, which includes all the important merchants in one place, which is very convenient. Although the distance to the blacksmith is a little far, but maybe they'll add more in the future. There are no microtransactions and loot boxes. Like, yes! I hate how low our standard has become. They have bosses where you actually have to learn their combos, since they have proper delays and new movesets at a lower health. You can unlock the final boss whole moveset just by exploring more of the game. It's like saying unlocking Melania as a playable character just because you beat her. I have only experienced like one annoying bug, but other than that, I could say this game is pretty much bug free. And last but not least, the ending animations, which include stories that ranges from topics like morals and ethics to playing through fire and flames with your heartstrings on the guitar. And also, did I mention all the small details like how the physics exists in this game where you can actually feel weight, as well as you can draw art in the sand. Yeah. There are no stupid AI, as I find that they actually follow you quite far. The freedom to try new builds for free, as well as daily login to the Rui scroll for different upgrade materials, as well as rare items that refreshes daily in the merchant shop. Now for the parts that you are more curious about, which I have separated into 3 parts: unexpected, annoying, and just downright bad. Alright, unexpected. There are no directions or hints, as there is so many invisible walls everywhere, and you can easily be locked out of more content without looking up guides. You also do not get anything for beating certain bosses twice, like the Ink Tiger or the final boss. Alright, moving on to the annoying parts. This little you don't own your weapon in the same skill tree for some reason. Like, you have to recraft the weapon that you have previously unlocked for a cost. It's like, why? Moving on to the downright bad. Large sections of decorations, which means there is no treasure chest, nothing, and it's just empty, which kind of demotivates like exploration, don't you think? The pagoda. Oh boy. Alright, imagine you're exploring the biggest map in the game, and midway you just enter a maze in the main storyline. But that's not the worst part. Let's break it down why it's bad. Firstly, it's a maze, it looks similar everywhere. Secondly, minus 50% max health at regular intervals. Very OCD triggering, since there are locked areas where you can only access by fighting a secret bullet hell boss. Tiny walking beams with flying and ranged enemies. Parts where you have to jump off to find secret areas, jump off to reset your whole progress, and jump off to your death, cause why not? And lastly, for some reason, this camera bug exists. Just watch this. Camera, please behave. Alright, moving on. Tips and tricks. Short last for a minute, long minute 30 seconds. You can double jump with heavy attack to instantly hit charge attacks or to hit high ranged enemies. Parry or see-through can only works when attacked during the animation and not start or the end. Pill management. Learn the boss's movesets before you actually invest in the pills, so your pills won't be as empty as my wallet. Some armor have upgraded set abilities. You only get 12 celestial ribbons per run. One set of armor costs 6. The bosses cap out statistically at 6 runs, so there's no difference between the 7th run and the 6th run, boss-wise. Alright, moving on. Stance review. Pillar stance, basic but effective, avoid ground attacks. Smash stance, hardest and highest skill cap as you can dodge and parry infinitely with like enough focus. You need the knowledge and the actual courage to just attempt it, to be honest, which I kind of don't. Alright, thrust stance. Safest and the easiest one to do damage from a safe distance. Welcome to my memorable boss review. As you can see, I've separated them into 6 sections of who? Meh. Oh. Wow. And just why? Alright. To be honest, we can just skip like the who part because they were really fairly easy. So moving on to meh, you might see some familiar faces like the 100-Eye Dowers or Non-Able. They were a little bit more challenging than who, but still fairly easy, I would say. So moving on to starting off like the more familiar faces of Scorpion Lord, where he can be very easily cheesed if you actually trapped him into a corner, so he is not that bad. We also have the Yaksha King, where he have some really flashy moves, and it just really tests your timing on those. If you can't, you might just get chained to death, so that's something to look out for. Alright, moving on to wow. We'll go a little bit more in depth, starting off with Sion Long. One hit can take away about half your health, have some really short combos, and a really predictable moveset. We also have Yellow Wind Sage. He is just a classic rage bait with his pet Tornado at like low healths, but overall still a predictable moveset, but still annoying regardless. Alright, we have this little shit that came from some Toho bullet hell game to Black Myth Wukong for some reason. And he is the first boss that actually forced me to learn about pills in this game, so I got to give him credit for that. Next up we have Ying Tiger. I would say it's like a pretty fun boss fight, as he has some really predictable but big AoE, invisible grapple, as well as some really epic slow-mo animations. Well, if you can dodge them, that is. It was a fun fight, I would say. Tiger Vanguard that drinks and bathes in your blood and tears with its weeaboo katana and his long ass attack delays, bro. Just annoying, but nothing too difficult compared to what we have afterwards. Moving on to our most annoying and rage-inducing parts. Starting off, we have the Great Sage himself, or rather, the Broken Shell. Like a disappointed father, he disrespects and bitch slaps you while showing everyone why they call him daddy, okay? He doesn't play around. Next up, we have Erlang. He have a lot of different weapons that each have their own moveset that can combo you until you die pretty much. He also have a lot of different grapples, AoEs, and is the only one that can break out of your transformation, while also having some really cool effects that you can just admire while you're dying. Lastly, the hardest boss in my opinion, and the first boss that I actually have to skip and come back later. The Yellow Long, everyone. First off, he is very tanky and very painful, even if you have like endgame gear and buffs. He also have shock damage that can increase the damage that you take. So basically, he have an easier time to one-shot you. I can confidently say that this is the only boss where getting him half health is only the very start of the battle, as after half, he just removes all his limiters. Now let's break down why he is so hard. He directly counters my parry attacks, which I had relied on for the whole game, while also having longer and longer chain combos to like a maximum of 3 combo sets around 30 health, and which I kid you not, can immediately chain into 2 more extra finisher combos at just random times. And if he does do the finish combo, you just better pray to God that you have 80% of your health. He can also go airstrike mode. He can just jump into the air that do 4 attacks at different tempos, each doing around maybe 50% of the health, that can chain into 3 more extra attacks at lower health. Did I mention that he can chain those airstrikes into his normal combo sets? Because why not? All in all, you just need to either learn his moves and pray to God like me, or just burst him down at 50% health to just not get screwed over. So I would say this is pretty much my take on the boss ranking. Final ranking, highly recommended, 9 out of 10. For all those that like story, hard bosses like the Souls-like genre. But some points are taken away because big empty areas, as well as whatever happened to the 4th sister? Like, give us like a cutscene. Alright, that's my review, so let me know what you think and let me know if you want to see more of these. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.